Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm gonna get our supper started for tonight. So let me see if anybody comes on here. And let's see. We'll give it just a second here. I don't see anybody. Okay, I see some things popping up top. Let me see if I see some people. Okay, I see a heart, so I guess I'm live. So it is, what time? About a couple minutes before 9 here in South Carolina. And what I'm gonna do this week for our meals, and I'm not sure I'm gonna post these videos because they're gonna be relatively simple, but I wanna hold out on going to the grocery store till hopefully the weekend. So what I'm trying to do is go through the freezer and the pantry and just use whatever I can make a meal with and have those for our meals this week. So that's where I'm starting. I did have this pork roast in the freezer. So I took it out yesterday and had it in the refrigerator, let it kind of thaw. And all I'm gonna do is put some barbecue sauce on it. And good morning, Tammy and Judy. Thank y'all for stopping by. So I haven't decided what barbecue sauce. I had bought this a while back. We like the Sticky Fingers, the Carolina Sweet. But when I was in Ingles a couple of weeks ago, they were having a special on the Duke's sauces. Have y'all ever tried any of these? I have not. And so I wanted to see, you know, when I was growing up, my grandparents, they always made a mustard-based barbecue sauce, a homemade barbecue sauce, and I cannot remember they didn't measure anything. I know that it was the best barbecue chicken. My granddaddy would grill it out on the charcoal grill, and it was the best chicken. But I don't know if it, you know, what all went into the sauce. Y'all, ghostly thunder is at it again. So I found this. This is the Carolina Gold Barbecue. So I thought I would try that one. I was thinking about saving this one for another time and just see how we like this one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I do let them, we can put extra sauce on, Rosa, but I like to cook it with some sauce because it gives it that yummy flavor. So let me see if there's a paper under here. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with this one just to try and see. I bought another kind too. I don't remember what it was. Let me get this off. Hey Karen from Huntington. That's where Matt's from. I don't like these little tops. And this early in the morning, my fingers aren't working right. Hey Catherine, thank you. Catherine's gonna have cube steak. It's in her crock pot, yummy. Yeah, I'm not sure what all kind of meats we have left. I know I saw a pound or two of hamburger meat. And I think there's some chicken in there, maybe some pork chops. But I'm just gonna kind of go with what we have, and you know, they're not gonna be any kind of fancy meals for sure because I don't have a ton of stuff. Y'all, he sounds like he's saying mama when he does that. Did y'all hear that? I've told Matt that before. I said, sometimes it sounds like he's saying mama. This is giving me fits, y'all. Let's try it this way. I got to get a grip. There we go. Okay. They just came inside, so he doesn't need to go out. Y'all, and if anybody says they can't hear me, I can't help it because I did try to put my microphone on. It's not working this morning, so we just have to go with it. All right, so this smells really good. Let's see, Cool in Kentucky. Is it Roxanne? I think that was the name. Yeah, it's cool here. I went outside just a little bit ago to get Thunder and Lucy back in, and it's pretty chilly out there. Okay, so I'm just going to put some of that in there. And I need to get this going. So I'm going to hop over here. I did use one of my liners today for this. Yeah, everybody's saying they hear me, so good. Oh, that's a heavy roast. And I put it in my bigger crock pot because I just figured it was a little bit large, so. All right, I'm going to turn it on low. I've got it plugged up. Now, where did I put the lid? Hold on a minute, y'all. It was right. Oh, y'all are probably saying it's right behind you. Okay, there we go. All right. So dinner is started. So what I'm going to do along with it, I'll just show you that. I got out my ingredients. So I went through the pantry to see what vegetables I had. Y'all, if there's somebody named, some guys on here that are asking for to be friends with them, just ignore it. I'll get them later. Okay, so I thought what I would do is I had a can of LeSueur peas, which we love these. And then I thought, you know, I've got some potatoes, but Matt's trying to stay away from so much of the starch. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything, you know, else with it or not. I don't have any coleslaw. Like I say, I'm just trying to clean out stuff and use up what I've got, because we're going to be buying a lot of canned goods and a lot of, you know, items for the holidays coming up. So you want to clean out your pantry, use up what you got before you restock it. But I do have some peaches, and I thought, even though he's staying clear of some of the carbs right now, I thought a good old peach cobbler would be yummy. So I don't have any regular milk in the refrigerator because we just don't use it, and I keep buying it and it goes bad. I do have a small one in the freezer, but I didn't think to take it out. So I'm going to use some of this milk, and I'll do some other things with it, so I use up the entire thing. So I'm just going to make one of those easy cobblers with, what is it, a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, stick of butter, and some milk, and the peaches, and a little vanilla. So that's what we're going to have. If I decide to add something to that meal, I can. But for now, we're just going to go simple, and we're going to clean out this kitchen. So let me set this over here. I was going to do one other thing with y'all. Not cooking. Put this over here so we'll have that for tonight. But I told y'all we went to Tractor Supply the other day. And y'all don't talk to Derek, sweetie. We don't want to talk to you. Went to Tractor Supply, and I did, you know, for the last couple of years, I've done the Amaryllis bulbs. I need to probably turn this a little bit this way, don't I? And so I told Matt I wanted to go by there just to get a couple, because last year I may have planted my bulbs a little late, and they didn't bloom at Christmas time. They did the first year, and I don't remember when I actually planted them, but they did bloom in early spring, and then I had some that bloomed out in, you know, the summertime, because I moved them out into the yard. But I like the tradition of just doing the Amaryllis bulbs every year. Well, I was going to order them off Amazon, and my goodness, they're so expensive. So I thought, well, we'll go by Tractor Supply. You know, I went there last year to get some, and all their Amaryllis bulbs the stems were growing out of the boxes. I can't believe they even had them out there like that. It was very sad. So we went by there this year. They only had a few, and they're still the same kind of colors that I got. But what I'm going to do is plant them up. Hopefully they'll bloom, and then I can put them in the ground with the other ones. So I got two. I got the Minerva, and I got the Apple Blossom. I've got a couple of saucers that I already had here because I need to set them in these saucers. So I thought I would do that with y'all. All right, I'm going to set that back there. So if you get them, most of the time if you get these little kits, they'll come with the little pot and the bulb, and then your medium, your dirt that you need, your little disc of dirt. All right, so This is the Apple Blossom. I wanted a white one, and I even went back on Amazon this morning just to look up white Amaryllis bulbs, and they're, you know, they're 20-something $. These were $8 for each bulb. Now you can see this one has started to come out, but they took all those away. I don't know what they did with them, but that was just a sad situation. So you get your little pot. It's got holes in the bottom. You get your bulb, and then you get this, your dirt. Or at least this is the way this kit comes. And so I'm just gonna cut this open. It says to wet the dirt with about 2 to 2.5 cups of warm water. Let me get my water warming up here. I'm just gonna guess at all this, y'all, because I've done it a couple times. And they're pretty resilient, but like I said, they just didn't bloom for me on time, and that's okay. I still enjoyed them. I still had beautiful blooms. So I probably need to get something to let this dirt. Hold on. I got extra dog bowls, so we'll use one of their little dog bowls. Okay, that's warm. So I'm just going to put what I think is roughly 2.5 cups. And we're just going to let that sit, and it's going to absorb all that water. See how it's already starting to puff up? And if I feel like I need to put more in here, I will. All right, we're just going to let that one sit there a minute, and we're going to do our other one. This is Minerva. Now, I've grown both of these before, I think. I know I did the Apple Blossom. They had the red lion there, and those, I guess, are the traditional colors that most people have, but oh, this one's sprouted too. But, got you right there for now. Good morning, Judy. Let's see. I hope I have a great day too. So far, so good. Last night, I actually moved my Christmas tree. It's always been up. You know, it's that my Texas house Christmas tree that I got last year. And I have it in one of the bedrooms, and it's always been up. I had just taken off the red flowers and the Christmas things, but so I just decided I'm going to put it in a different room, and so I drug it in there last night. Well, Matt helped me, and it's sitting in front of the big window, so I just need to start decorating. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but it is ready to go. All right, so I need this bowl. I need this bowl again. I'm gonna have to, okay, let me just show y'all what it's doing. See, it's just all that little disc of dirt has grown. All right, I'm gonna put just a little more on that top section. I really want to get one of those bulbs that's done in wax, but I haven't seen any of those in the stores. I just haven't been out and about to find one though, so I can't really say much. Okay, so we'll do this first one. And I think y'all can see that pretty well. I'm just gonna put some of this dirt in here. Let me get my, those are really big bulbs too. All right. Let's see, good morning. Is it Ada? Thank you, Ada. It says to put the bulb in here with about 1/3 of the top showing. You don't want to bury the whole bulb. they had some pretty ranunculus bulbs there. Well, the box was pretty. And I was thinking about getting one of those too, because I don't know that much about them. I had some bulbs and I planted them and they never came up, but I don't know if I did something wrong. But when I open them now since last year when they had all those sad Amaryllis bulbs. I open everything and check it and make sure. Well, I opened the ranunculus, and it was a pot in the dirt, and I'm like, well, where are they corns or rhizomes or bulbs or whatever they're called? I couldn't see anything in there, so I opened another one, and this little brown thing was kind of rolling around in the bottom, and I'm like, is this it? Because it looked like it was, I mean, it was probably not even as big as a quarter, and it was like, didn't look like it was gonna grow, so I didn't get them because I wasn't sure. All right, so I've got my dirt in here. They also had the paper whites and the hyacinths in there. I tried the hyacinths once and they didn't do great, so I didn't want to do that again. All right, so I'm just going to stick this in about, as Granddaddy would say, yay so. Have our first one. Now this will quickly stand up. Judy said she got one from Walmart, so I need to check theirs out and see if they have any other varieties. I would like to get a white one, and I would like to get one of those ones in wax. Okay, so I'm going to sit this over here. And I'll probably give that a little bit more water. And let's get this one. If you want to block somebody, even if you click on their name and it takes you to their page, there is like 3 little dots to the right and it says options or something. You can click that and go in there. I've tried to block them while I'm live, and I haven't had luck so far, but I can go in there and get them after. Okay. Let's let this one kind of do its thing. I'll have to clean my sink out. Okay, thank you, Tammy. She reported and blocked him. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're computered. As Mama says, it's all computered. It's probably people on a computer. I don't know. I don't know what they get out of it. Hopefully nobody falls for it. They usually want you to give them money of some kind, so. All right, so we got that one. Let's get our dirt in here. So what is it, November 3rd? So hopefully these will be blooming around Christmas time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. Either way, I'm pretty sure they'll bloom. Now, sometimes I have to stake mine because they like to they get so tall and they want to kind of tip over. Yeah, Mama cannot stand computered stuff. She will tell you in a heartbeat. This last little bit of dirt in here, and we'll put that other bulb, and then we will be done. And then I'll have to wash Lucy and Thunder's bowl really well. little divot in there. Every time I look up, I just see Sweetie Pie. Oh, goodness. All right, so here's the other bulb. These are really big bulbs, too. All right, got it pushed down in there. Okay, I'm just going to set this right here so I can wash my hands and clean up my sink. Tammy's asking if anybody's affected by the time change. I like getting the extra hour, but it sure gets dark early. Matt, I heard him in there changing the time on his alarm clock. He usually has it set for like 5:15. Yeah, they do get tall, don't they, Zeta? He usually says that, y'all, hold on, I'm going to rinse this out real quick. For 5:15, and I heard him in there last night telling Alexa to set it for 4:45 or something. And I said, why are you getting up so early? And he said he wanted to have more time to do his workout down there. And so he had changed it, and then he left a little early this morning. There's a group of veterans that they get together on Monday mornings at different restaurants, I think, and they have like a little prayer meeting or group, and so he's been wanting to go, and whenever he can, you know, so I think he was going to try to go this morning on his way to work. So, all right, let's wash out this bowl for these sweet little animals of mine. All right. Good morning, Lori. What am I doing today? Well, I'm planting a couple of Amaryllis bulbs, and then I did put a pork roast in the crock pot. Real simple, just some pork roast and some barbecue sauce. And we're going to have that for our meal tonight. I'm just going to y'all might hear my washer machine blinking or beeping. Let me just put a little bit of water around the edges like that. And I usually keep these in the kitchen, so. Now let me just clean this out a little bit. All right. Cindy's going to check Walmart. I guess she's talking about Amaryllis. Yeah, I don't think I've ever bought one at Walmart. I need to check them out too, because they may have a different color, or I'd like to get the white. I really want to get a white one, all white. Now, I'm sorry I'm having trouble seeing any comments other than Sweetie Pie. Yeah, next month is the Christmas Eve bag. And I'm so happy that y'all enjoy those because I've been doing them. I don't even know how many years I've been doing them. But let me grab a paper towel here. But they seem to be kind of a enjoyable video for y'all. So, all right, let me move my sticky fingers. I'm gonna put one of these here. And let's see, I'll have to just put you over here for now. Because there's the window right there. Okay, let me see if I can see anything. All right. I got these bulbs at Tractor Supply, Zeta. Tractor Supply. They were $8 a bulb. They also had the ranunculus and the hyacinths and the paper whites. Good morning, Darlena. Okay, now I can see some comments maybe. Hey, Montana Musings. Yes, Montana Musings asked if I'm going to do my 12 days of Christmas this year. She loves that also. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for enjoying the videos. Sometimes you wonder if anybody really likes them or really cares, but I enjoy them when I see other people do things. But yeah, I'm planning to do the 12 days of Christmas. And they're usually just really simple, little easy things you could do during the holidays, whether it be a little decoration or a little treat or just all kinds of little simple ideas. So gift ideas, just different things. I enjoy doing those. Yes, Tammy, I am going to do those. I was just mentioning that. Robin, I don't know. I do them inside so I can enjoy them when they bloom, but then everybody was telling me take them outside and they rebloom, and they do. Mine bloomed in the middle of summer. I think I showed y'all some video of it because they were like, I had them in here. I think if I was reading the box right, you're supposed to cut them down after they bloom. Let me grab one of these boxes. It says keep the amaryllis in a warm location, 70 to 75 degrees, but not in direct sunlight. So I guess you're supposed to keep them inside. But it says after flowering, remove the flower stem just above the bulb. So I guess you would just cut it off just above the bulb. And let's see, continue to water, plant outdoors in the spring, and fertilize throughout the summer. After the first frost, remove the bulb from the media and store in a cool, dark place for a minimum of 8 weeks. And then you can repot it in a new cycle. But mine bloomed outside, so they're, the ones I buy, they're only about $8. So I'm just going to keep adding the ones that I grow out there in that little section with the other bulbs that have grown and produced more flowers, and just do it that way. All right. Oh, that's sweet, Pamela. I bet she did. And it's a nice memory, too. Now my washing machine's off balance. It keeps beeping at me, so. I didn't either, Mary. This is 2 years ago, I think, is when I started these. And I tried them, and I was just so excited. I was like a kid in a candy store when they actually bloomed. And they were so pretty. And then I kept them because I didn't know what to do with them, because the greenery was still green. And so then my sister, I think she said she had one that she had put outside, and it kept blooming too. So I don't, I can't say, hey, it's going to bloom early spring, it's going to bloom here whatever time, but it bloomed for me, and I enjoyed it outside. So that's what I'm going to do again. In Florida, yeah, it might be, Robin. Your temperatures probably don't get anything like up here, freezing or whatever. Susie, yeah, I do have my island. It's over there. It's full of lock and lock right now that I had washed up. I've got to go put back in the laundry room. I have a shelf in there, and I keep a lot of my lock and lock on there. All right. Okay, I see a lot of people are watching, so I'm not going to call out any names. All right, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted to get that roast on, you know, just say good morning. Hope you're having a great Monday, a great week. And I'm going to mix up this, what did I say, peach cobbler for our supper tonight. And Matt will probably have just a little bit. He probably won't eat a whole lot. Thank you, Janice. I think I got this shirt at Bell's. Y'all, I don't think I've been to Bell's in a long time. So I need to go check it out. I need a new purse because I was trying to, you know, I'm used to carrying large purses, but when I carry large purses, there's everything in that purse except the kitchen sink. And it'll fill up with all kind of tissues and things that you would never expect to find in a purse. There was something that was really weird in my purse one time. I can't remember what it was, but I'm like, if people knew I had this in my purse, they would just bust out laughing. So I tried to go down to a small little purse. I was doing like a big, you know, kind of a bag purse. Then I moved down to this small little purse. Well, I'm fixing to chuck that thing because I've carried it most of the summer. I can't fit anything in it. And so I am done with that. I need a medium-sized purse. But I just can't do small. My oldest sister, she always carries a small purse, but she keeps everything so neat anyway. Her house is just, you know, everything is just where it's supposed to be. You don't see any papers around. You don't see, mine looks like a tornado's going in here all the time from papers. But I do have a shredder, and I'm trying to keep up with shredding everything, but I wish they'd quit sending me so much junk mail so I wouldn't have all those papers. But she's always carried a small purse, and hers is always just her ink pens here, her wallet's in here. She has a little key ring. I have a key ring that has 50,000,011 keys on it. And, you know, so I can't fit that in there. So it's just something all the time. I wish I could be more like that, but I can't. It's just not in me. It's not in my genes. I got mama's genes when it comes to that. I don't know who but we had an aunt. We had Aunt Celie, my grandmother's sister, and they lived out in the country. And you would go to her house, and there was never anything other than furniture. And she had a mantle, and they had a clock, and we'd sit in her front room, and you could hear the tick-tock. I love that sound of a clock, just ticking and talking. And then back then, the floors were like, it was like a linoleum, but it wasn't like the linoleum that we have today. And you could walk on it, and just the little creaking sound of that floor. I love it. And it wasn't like the wood stores like at Mass General Store. This was like just I don't know if it was some kind of linoleum sheet or something, but it's different than anything I've seen now. And then they would put that oil, she would put that, she had like a table in her kitchen, and she would put that oilcloth on it, and it would be kind of, I think she kind of stapled it to the sides. It's that slick oilcloth, if y'all know what that is. And I just remember things like that. And then we'd go sit on the front porch if it was nice, and we would have parched peanuts, and we'd open up a piece of newspaper and sit on the front porch and shoot the breeze, his granddaddy would say, and eat parched peanuts or boiled peanuts or watermelon, whatever they had. So Pamela says her purse is heavy and big. Everything is in it, but it holds everything I need. I know, that's the thing. Like, you know, I'll carry Matt's sweeteners in a little Ziploc thing with, you know, so I try to keep a little Tylenol or something like that in there, or a little hand wipes. And I can't, you know, it gets smushed down in the bottom, and then I got to take everything out to get to his sweeteners when we're out at the restaurant or something. I just need to find, and I've tried to put those dividers, those organizers inside a purse. You know, you can buy the little things that have little pockets and stuff, and then you sit that inside your purse. No, it doesn't work for me. Brenda, are you talking about the trolls? Yeah, just ignore anybody that comments under your comment and wants to get to know you and tells you how beautiful you are. Not that you're not beautiful, but it's all just a scam. All right, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to wait and mix up my cobbler a little bit later. And I'm going to have to go through and see what meats I've got in the freezer so I can decide what we're going to have with it. Because these suppers this week are going to be simple, very simple. Because I want to clean out some stuff and try to hold off going to the grocery store till the weekend. Matt he called me and he said he stopped at Ingles this morning because Callie was getting low on food and the dogs were getting low on food, the dry food. And he said by the time he got out of there, and he only bought one thing for himself, it was $100 just for pet food. Pet food is outrageous. But we buy like the big bag when we can of the dog food, and it'll last a good long time. And then Callie, even the little bags of cat food, it's ridiculous. I'm going to, Rhonda, when I get off. It won't let me do it when I'm live, or at least the way I used to be able to do it, it won't let me do it. So let me get off here and take care of that. Thank y'all so much for stopping by this morning and watching me put a simple little pork roast in the crock pot and to plant my little amaryllis balls. You know, cross your fingers that they do bloom and grow for me. This is the apple blossom one. I'm not sure if I showed it. Did I show you what they actually look like? And I'll show you this is the Minerva. Pretty. All right, let me get off of here. Kind of clean up my mess a little bit. Go adjust my washing machine. And I will talk to y'all later. And I hope y'all have a good week. Not sure when I'll be back, but we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.